Hello, everybody. My name's Stacy. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a walking corpse. I died a year ago, and it all started like this. Growing up, my mom and dad weren't really there. They were working day and night. They'd come back from work and then just do a quick checkup on me, but that's it. But I had an amazing relationship with my grandma. She meant the world to me. She was living with us, and every time I'd come back from school, we'd play Scrabble, and she'd tell me these amazing stories about her life. I remember that one evening, she was telling me about the time that she ran away from home with a sailor, and she nearly hopped on the boat with him to travel around the world. He had so much passion in his eyes. That's when you know a person's gonna have a great life. You will have one too. Those were the last words she ever said to me, because the next morning, I woke up near her and found her dead. Her hands were cold. She was white. I was crushed. It was the only person that I really loved in the whole world, and she was gone. I think that's when it all started. I felt something in my mind click, grabbed my car keys, and decided that I'm going to do it. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to escape this hole. I drove fast, my eyes filled with tears and my heart beating so fast. I didn't know what direction I was going in. Maybe that's why I made a sudden turn. The last thing I heard was a loud car signal. Then white noise and darkness filled the atmosphere, and I was gone. But the true nightmare had just begun. I heard loud shouting and screaming and arguing around me. I opened my eyes and I was in a hospital bed. I didn't really feel anything. I felt numb. Everything around me seemed fake, like it was a movie with horrible acting. My mom turned to me and said, "Are you stupid? What were you thinking?" She kept shouting and shouting. I'm pretty sure I heard words such as disgrace and disappointment in the mix. I saw a doctor in a blur checking my vision. "A minor head injury. She'll be fine," he said. I was let out of the hospital the next day. I went to my room, but nothing felt right. I didn't belong there anymore. As soon as my parents went to work, I decided to walk around the city. That's when I came across this one place that actually felt like home, a cemetery. I was walking around from tombstone to tombstone when I saw my name. I kept looking at it, rubbing my eyes, double-checking, but it looked real. It was my tombstone. I am dead. This made so much sense. Why everything didn't seem real. Why I didn't feel anything. Why my body didn't feel like mine. After this realization, everything changed. First of all, I stopped eating because I didn't need any sustenance anymore. I didn't go to school because I didn't see the point. You don't think there are colleges and universities in the afterlife, do you? There are no consequences here. After a week or so, when I was hanging around in the cemetery, my best friend Daisy kept calling me. I finally picked up. "Where are you? We haven't seen you in weeks." Her voice annoyed me, so I just said, "I've slept with your boyfriend," to get her off my back, and hung up. From that point, she stopped calling me. All of my friends stopped, but I still had to suffer my parents. At first, when they heard about me not going to school, they grounded me, then took my phone, my money, my computer. They were going crazy, but if this is really my afterlife, why does it matter? The only thing I was really sad about was my grandma. I kept thinking, why can't I see her? If we're both dead, why is she not here? So, I decided to spend the night in the cemetery. Maybe it's a stupid idea, but in movies, the ghosts and zombies always walk around at night. So I went there in the evening and sat in front of my grandma's and my own tombstone. Suddenly, I felt so weak. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be walking around. Maybe I'm supposed to be underground. I even smelled everything rotting inside of me. I put my hands in the ground and fell asleep. And that could have been the end of me. But my mom found me there. And this time, she wasn't angry. She was incredibly scared. From what she told me, I was starving myself to death. I was laying on my grandma's grave, muttering something about death. She drove me to the doctor's office. The room was spinning. The doctor kept interrogating me with all these stupid questions. The doctor whispered with my mom for a few minutes, and her face turned white. He stood next to me and told me what was actually wrong with me. I couldn't believe it. I had Cotard syndrome, otherwise known as a walking corpse syndrome. I wasn't really dead. Something in my brain just wasn't working anymore. All these things, the smell of my rotten flesh, the name on my tombstone, they were all just hallucinations. So I started therapy, and I'm taking medication. It wasn't easy at first, because sometimes I'd feel like it was all pointless. I'd still feel like I was dead. Until this one amazing person came into my life. I met him in the waiting room of my therapist. He was struggling with some stuff too. He smiled at me and told me that it's really strange that I feel dead because he sees so much passion in my eyes. Maybe he reminded me of my grandma, but I fell for it instantly. Brody taught me how to dream. He was like the sailor in my grandma's story. He inspired me to find something that I want to do with my life. And after a year of therapy and his loving heart, I finally did. Right now, I'm packing my stuff and preparing for my 3-month-long trip throughout Africa. I finally feel like my grandma was right. I will have an extraordinary life. Not only because I will reach my dreams, but because I rose from the dead. I'm born again, and this time, I'll make it count.